Hey guys, it's Marcy and welcome back to my channel. So for today I have a review on the Vampire Academy, which is the first book in the Vampire Academy series, which I'm sure most of you guys know because it is so popular here on BookTube. But before I get started with that, I just want to take a quick moment to say thank you so much for all the love and support you guys have shown me here since I started my channel. I am blown away by this community and how loving and supportive it is. I honestly had no idea what I was getting into when I signed up. I couldn't be more happy with it. You guys are such a loving community and I couldn't be more thankful for you guys. So again, thank you guys so much. So now onto the review. I read this book about 2 weeks ago, give or take, and I honestly had no idea what this book was going to be about when I started it, except for the obvious that 1, it was going to be about vampires, and 2, it was going to be about the academy in which they attend. And all in all, I enjoyed the book. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. And I'll go a little bit more into detail about why I did that in a little bit. So first things first, before I get into the story, is that there are 3 types of vampires in the Vampire Academy universe. The first are Moroi, which are born vampires. Basically, they have 2 vampire parents and they are born and age just like any other human would. They also have magical abilities, which they take from elements of the earth. And basically there's academies all over the world where Moroi go to learn how to use these powers and to see which element they're able to control. And the second type of vampire are Dhampir, and they're not technically vampires, they're half-bloods where they have a vampire parent and a human parent, and they are basically human for the most part, except for they have some advanced abilities that they get from their vampire genes, and that makes them ideal guardians to the Moroi, or protectors, and they go to these academies throughout the world to learn how to enhance their skills to become the best guardians that they can be, because the third type of vampire is out to kill the Moroi, and those are the Strigoi. And Strigoi are basically your typical vampires. They are made vampires where they are evil, they kill, and they cannot go in the sun. Oh, I forgot to mention that the Moroi, because they're able to use elements for magic, they're able to go out in the sun for limited periods of time. They can't go out like regular humans, but they can go out without bursting into flames. But yeah, that's basically the 3 types of vampires that are in the Vampire Academy. And now, the basic synopsis that I can give is that the story follows best friends Rose, who is a Dhampir, and Lissa, who is a Moroi. Specifically, a royal Moroi, which means she comes from one of the handful of royal families within the Morois. It opens up with them being on the run for 2 years, and they are currently hiding out in Portland. But basically that ends extremely fast in the novel when Dimitri, another Dhampir, comes and takes them back to St. Vladimir, which is the academy that they had been attending before they ran away. Now, you don't really know why they ran away until later on in the book, but when they go back, they are told that it was extremely dangerous and that Lissa needs to be more protected because of her being royal, and they are punished. Lissa, because she is royal, doesn't receive any punishments, but Rose, on the other hand, is almost kicked out of the school, except that doesn't happen because her talents and her connection with Lissa are so great that they feel like they can't lose her. So she has to agree to extra training sessions, and she is not allowed to any social gatherings or allowed to have a social life whatsoever. And Dimitri is the one who ends up agreeing to be her trainer. And as the story goes on, you slowly learn about why they took off and a little bit more about Lissa's background and their friendship and so on. And in the end, I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars because, so there are 2 reasons as to why I rated it a 4 out of 5 stars, and the first reason is that I felt like the first 100 pages were extremely dull. They just weren't able to hook me as much as I wanted to. If I would have read this book like a year or two ago, I would have probably set it down and said forget it. But I decided to push through it and continue reading it, and I'm glad I did, because after the first 100 pages, it definitely sped up, got more interesting, and it was after that that I could not put it down. And the second reason is I really did not like Rose for a good portion of the book. I just thought she was kind of a B. And yeah, I really liked Lissa, and I really liked Dimitri, and I loved Christian. Like, I liked his character from the get-go. And Christian is another Moroi who comes from a royal family as well, except his family is basically shunned because of a certain thing that happens, but I won't spoil it right now. And yeah, I really liked those characters, but Rose, for the good part of the book, just not much to say except that she was a B. But I have heard from other people that her character does develop as the series goes on, so I'm hoping that I enjoy her in the future books, because she is definitely someone that I do want to like. But yeah, so that's why I gave it a 4 out of 5. All in all, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I am really looking forward to reading the full series. So hopefully I'll be able to get to the second book shortly. So basically, I'm going to go ahead and talk about a couple of the parts that I liked and disliked, and that will be full of spoilers. So if you have not read the book and you do not want it to be spoiled for you, go ahead and stop this video right here and go pick up the book, because like I said, it did pick up after the first 100 pages. So if you're like me and you think it's kind of dull, just push through it. I promise you will enjoy it. So a couple of the parts that I really liked were the attic scenes between Lissa and Christian. Although I will say, Rose's gift with Lissa is kind of creepy in some parts. Like, I mean, I know without it you wouldn't be able to see those parts, but sometimes I was just like, Rose, shut it off, shut it off. But I really did like the parts between Lissa and Christian. I thought they were kind of sweet and cute. Like I said earlier, Christian was a character that I really enjoyed, and in this book I actually did enjoy him more than Dimitri. I know on BookTube there are plenty of people who love Dimitri, and I did love him too, but Christian was definitely my favorite amongst the two in this first book. Now about Natalie and Victor. From what I've heard, there were definitely people who did not trust Victor from the beginning. Me, however, I don't know why, but I didn't really expect anything from Victor. Natalie, on the other hand, I didn't necessarily trust her. Like, I don't know why, but there was something that was telling me something was up with her. And then when the animals started showing up, the dead animals, I honestly thought that it was Natalie and that she had something to do with it. I know Mia was a popular guest, but I don't know, I just thought Mia was kind of what she was. She was just the popular girl who was extremely rude and just the queen bee. But Natalie, there's just something about her that I don't know, I can't even pick out exactly why I didn't trust her, but I guess I was right not to. But yeah, Victor, honestly, at the end, that shocked me. I did not expect him to be the one who was after her. Looking back at it, I kind of feel dumb for not seeing it, because it is kind of obvious once you read it and you see how it ends, that Victor wanted Lissa to cure him of his terminal disease. But I was kind of surprised when that happened. I think one of the reasons why I wasn't expecting it is because of him being practically family. And I know, I guess the same thing could have probably been for Natalie, but I don't know, just didn't trust her. And also, let's just say, throughout the book, I was just kind of rooting for something to happen between Rose and Dimitri, and I was just waiting for it. I was just wanting something from between Rose and Dimitri. And then, of course, when Lissa and Christian are attacked and Lissa is taken, I started yelling at the book because I was just like, are you kidding me right now? Right now is when you decide you want to get all hot and heavy with Dimitri? So yeah, that's what I thought of the book. Like I said, definitely excited to read more in the series. Let me know if you guys have read the book and what you guys thought of it. If you guys want to talk more in depth about it, you guys can go ahead and tweet me or message me or something, because I would love to discuss this book more in depth with you about your favorite parts, because I'm sure it's been a little bit since I've read the book, so I'm sure there are certain parts in the book that I'm missing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys soon. Bye! Question number 2 is, what are you currently reading? I actually am reading 2 books currently, the first being Cinder, and I cannot begin to explain how much I love this book. It is easily going to be one of my favorites of all time. The story, the characters, the setting, everything about it is absolutely amazing.